Welcome back to the Rad Nauseam YouTube channel. Today, for your high quality paper content, we have round 2 of our Invitational Qualifier event. The first round's already up on our YouTube channel, so jump in and have a look at that. But this round, we have Connor on bots versus Chris on 5-color Deadpool walks. And with me is the progenitor of Deadpool walks, no other than Nathan Smell. How's it going, Nathan?
Look, I'm good. When we're talking about Time Walk, I'm always good. And this deck is sweet. Deadpool is cool and sweet. Everything's good.
Yeah. Speaking of the deck, let's jump in for a quick deck tech. Talk to me about 5-color Deadpool walks.
So basically, the trend of playing the natural order Atraxa package was like pretty hard to win against decks that had Deadpool. So my thought process was basically, why don't I just put Deadpool in my deck, and then it's just that easy. Ended up with this deck, and haven't looked back. Yeah, but his list here is quite interesting though, because it's got like the Wither Smog combo. It's also got a Voice of Victory, Severance Priest, shout out Volti. So it's like it's pretty versatile. It's got the main deck Opposition Agent. I like for the Melbourne meta, these sort of includes that very disruptive against the combo decks, and they kind of feel like must-haves at the moment.
And now jumping over to Connor's list on bots. This is a kind of a stock bots list, but we do have a bit of a Simic splash instead for Ancient Stirrings, Casting Once Upon a Time, and Big Tezzeret. Big 5-mana Tezzeret, which I think is going to fetch the One Ring. We also have the main deck loads and the Kappa Cannon here as well. So big load in the main deck, very disruptive deck. Connor completely stomped me in round 1 and he gets to do a victory lap throughout the event. And this is a sweet deck, extremely strong, powerful. Bots is a very strong deck right now, and putting on a great result.
This deck's like super interesting. It feels like it goes faster and bigger than the sort of Selesnya bots deck, but loses a little bit of resiliency when it against like the sort of Null Rod and Collector Roof kind of plans. But it does have a sideboard tech specifically against the Deadpool Walks deck.
Yeah.
Pack your pendants, and Connor has packed his pendant. It is here, and we'll see how that fares for him in the game.
Get your pendant in the deck. Also, shout out Arcane Laboratory, Blue Stormhate. Who would have thought this card's sick?
Yeah, like being able to include your rule of law when you're not playing Selesnya.
Yeah, very cool. All right, let's jump into our gameplay.
And here we go. Into the gameplay here. Looks like a mulligan to 6 for Connor, putting a Manifold Key on the bottom of his library. Also for Chris, looks like he's deciding what card he wants to put on the bottom of his library.
Yeah, I think he's considering the Witherbloom Apprentice. I think that was a Witherbloom Apprentice card.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And Witherbloom Apprentice will go on the bottom. It's kind of like a bit of a do-nothing card if you don't have the other half of it. And I think in the dark, maybe doesn't know what his opponent's playing yet. Isn't necessarily that excited to have that.
Yeah, and Connor off to a classic bot start. The Ancient Tomb into a Stonecoil Serpent.
Witherbloom Apprentice does not trade into that Stonecoil Serpent, so good choice of putting that on the bottom of his library.
Yep, and we have a 10-turn clock. Excellent.
Yeah, the Ignoble Hierarch here might chump 1 turn if it got that deer, but look, it's a good start for Walks to have that dork, but being on the draw against bots is always terrifying.
Yeah, agreed. This deck is extremely powerful. And I think we're about to see another powerful card from MH3. It's Kozilek's Command. It's picking modes, exile your thing, and scry 2, draw a card.
It's one of the things that sort of Walks hates to see is a 2-for-1, and look, bots being able to just easily clean up that pesky little dork, and then continue to gain an advantage in mana and try to just go over the top of the Walks player.
Yeah, notably that hierarch represents, your red mana for Deadpool too. Like Deadpool, maybe could become a serpent and look quite good, but now we're off our red, which is a little bit important. But an Overlord impending here, getting a Spellseeker is also interesting. I guess the combo is one way to get around the aggressive start from a bots deck. So
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing you need to do is just put that combo together as fast as possible and hope it gets you there because the mid-range plan sometimes just doesn't quite represent a fast enough clock and they can just draw an all is dust or a Nugan and just put you in the dirt and
yeah,
like Lodestone Golem definitely makes assembling the combo a lot harder.
yeah, this is a GRV magnet, and it's also a very difficult thing to play around. So I did actually manage to cop a GRV myself in round one to this. Yeah, it's hard to remember the big load, but there it is. Everything's costing one more for our Walks player here, so gonna make things a little bit difficult. This Spellseeker is now another turn out of reach.
Yeah, and even if he did manage to start ephemerating and time walking, it's just so much extra mana. So you're gonna have to reevaluate the game plan here. Maybe Spellseeker doesn't fetch an ephemerate; it fetches a can't be a dismember. Some maybe a fatal push if he's playing it.
Yeah, the swords could be cool, right?
Yeah,
This
swords.
lodestone, yeah, something
Yep,
like that. But
something like that.
it's over 2 turns as well, though, right? With this 4 mana Spellseeker and then the swords for 2 mana, it's really painful here. This is the power of bots as well. These taxing effects on these colorless creatures, all of this mana on Connor's side as well. Just very cool.
Yeah, basically, it adds up very quickly. So we're gonna see a 3 mana draw a card. This is
That's
currently worse than Plagon.
is notably worse than Plagon.
At least Plagon would leave a blocker for the Stone Coil Serpent.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll see quite a fast clock being assembled here for Connor, and it doesn't look like Chris is long for this world.
Yeah, especially coming down here. Bandit Commander, it's Golos. Tireless Pilgrim. I think this is just the go get my Tolarian Academy card. But there's also some really interesting tech lands in bots, like the Abstergo, that theater that exiled all graveyards is actually quite interesting into walks. It also gets back a historic permanent for you, so it gets back your Urza Saga, exiles the Time Walk. Yeah, it's a bit of a 2-for-1, but I think we're just gonna see probably Tolarian Academy.
Yeah, I think like an Urza Saga or something is a lot less interesting here when you already have like a very significant clock that just being able to make sure that you can put another Haymaker into play if he somehow manages to remove the Lodestone Golem and stabilize.
Yeah, I think we have a Walking Blister in Connor's hand as well. So this Tolarian Academy represents just power, toughness, removal. It's just everything you want against the Walks deck. Very cool. What do you think in your Walks player? You're in this position. What card is your out exactly? Maybe just like
I'm probably thinking about what I'm sideboarding in next game, but it's pretty grim to be on the draw and to have a Lodestone Golem facing you down as well as close somewhere over 10 mana.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a very specific series of draws that starts with a Swords to Plowshares into a Time Walk into a Spellseeker to Ephemerate and get a Neoform or something and you need that's still over 2 to 3 turns, so it's it's not impossible, but it looks quite and
it's over.
We're seeing a concession after the brainstorm. Did not find anything.
Yeah, classic bots on the play. I mean, just big mana, Lodestone Golem nice early attacking. That's kind of what you're looking for as the bots player. And yeah, tough beats for the Time Walk player, but they're on the play this time, and they're starting off with a Git Probe, so we get to see everything, which is great. And that is like a lot of really good cards.
Yeah. The carpet of flowers here into the Trinosphere is going to be something that uh, our Walks player is going to want to play around.
Yeah,
If he's forced to play an island here, that's very sad times. But getting out your dork early, assembling something, I think that might be an Inquisition of Kozilek for that Trinosphere that keeps us in the game.
yeah. I mean, I've definitely brought in carpet against you a number of times, and there's you can play around it for a very long time, which is something I've noticed. So maybe that's kind of our angle here. Play around it, try and get that Trinisphere out of the hand if we can. But yeah, it's a very good hand for Connor there.
Yeah, I would be very concerned about putting an island to play if I'm not going to be removing that Trinisphere because, yeah, it's very hard to play out in this deck from under a Trinisphere.
Yeah, I guess the power of green here for the for the bots player. Now we have this Simic deck, and Connor's able to make all of the mana he needs. He also has Beseiju, which is not nothing against like an Overlord or something. So everything's coming up. There is our first island, unfortunately. So Connor is going to get to make some mana.
Can see a Ponder as well in our hero's hands,
Yeah,
and
our hero.
nah, Connor representing Team Rad Nauseam here is definitely the hero. Sorry, Chris, but you have a special place in my heart for playing Time Walk.
Yeah, this
And
is
it
the
looks like he is firing off the Ponder. That's very sketchy to me.
yeah. Why's that?
Well, I think there's an Inquisition in his hand, and the Trinisphere coming down next turn is gonna make everything so much harder.
Yeah, the Trinisphere is very brutal to play through, especially like Ephemerate costing 3, Time Walk costing 3. We're passing up as well with we're getting in with the Halfling. Yeah, take that, and then we're passing
Yeah.
over. Yeah, I feel like if I'm Connor, I'm slam dunking this Trinisphere. Yeah, get it in there. Oh, beautiful. There it is. A
There's
nice.
a Trinisphere.
Yep. That does make things a little bit harder. But we have outs. Maybe like a Paseju, something like that could be cool.
Yeah, Leyline Binding, Prismatic Ending, just these kind of things. But if you're just getting in for one every turn with your Delighted Halfling instead of casting your other spells, it's kind of a bit difficult. But we've got a Grist, which does...
yeah, this is interesting. I think this is pretty cool. Grist, it's a removal spell on a stick. Getting it down early as well is quite good, and it does cost 3 money already. So
Yeah, I think the bots deck can kind of it does invest its mana a lot into singular creatures. So being able to have like a removal just like there ready to go is very useful against the deck, but it's not the kind of game where the like value accrual of making bugs and being able to leverage those is really that meaningful. So I don't expect it to do a lot here, but a kicked Miko spawn.
Miko spawn. This card ruined
It's
Legacy.
it's just gonna come in here and ruin Legacy.
It ruined Legacy, this card, and now it's ruining our hero, exiling the White Source, keeping the forest in play. A genius move from Connor, and then also ramping a card. Yeah, it looks like we have Tellurian Academy and Mishra's Workshop out as well, so just a huge jump in mana over these last 2 turns is going to be quite problematic. This is just such a beating as well. To get your land exiled, and Connor's kind of now taken the play off of his opponent, which is normally what Time Walk does. How does it feel, Nathan?
Look, it's the mana advantage again
Yeah.
is just so huge, and being able to get an Urza Saga off here also, and say like, look, I'm not currently representing any threats coming down from my hand, but this is going to put 2 constructs into play which are going to be very relevant threats.
Yeah.
And sort of overpower the Grist just by having too many targets to hit. And without... If he was able to get rid of the Trinisphere earlier, then maybe this might be a little bit closer. But yeah, having to play around this Trinisphere now and then establish, it's just the same thing that happened in the first game, right? It's just you get a mana tax in play, and the deck is very mana hungry, wants to use all of its dorks, hit all its land drops, and leverage casting multiple spells in a turn. But these sort of effects just really, really stop you from doing that.
Yeah, packing your kind of force of vigor effects are quite good. Nullrod, I think even just against bots, you kind of need a. Volty was telling me as well, who was playing bots at this event, that sometimes you have to eat your vegetables and just mulligan to the hate pieces to beat the deck. You can't just rely on your normal game plan against bots, and that's kind of the mistake a lot of people make is they keep a hand that's just generically good against a deck like this, and they just get completely run over. I think you need to find your hate pieces. I guess a Null Road here isn't particularly fantastic, but you need to find those effects to at least have a chance.
Yeah, an old rod here or a collector roof or
Yeah.
an energy flux or something is probably a bit too late. But like they're not nothing, and maybe they can get you back in. But the Urza Saga is basically saying anything that you try to do here is gonna get run over. So
Yeah.
yeah, here's the Inquisition of Kozilek. That's
Hitting
gonna see
freelance.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's quite unfortunate the way that this has been sequenced, but you live and you learn. These kind of events are great for jumping in and playing. This was a proxy friendly event, so people were able to pick up decks that they hadn't necessarily played before. Which I believe Chris, I spoke to him, and he's very new to the deck, so probably not as comfortable with the decision trees. Um, Perhaps that's why he felt pressured to ponder instead of Inquisition.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think these kind of mistakes are the things that can kind of get you more equity later on in life.
Yeah. Agreed. What about the bots deck? I don't. I think you may have dodged the bots deck throughout this event, but I did play against it multiple times, and I did lose every time. It seemed almost unbeatable, but yeah, very powerful deck, making heinous amounts of mana. What do you think about it?
It's
Is it getting a
it's
point?
according to our tier list, which you can check out on our YouTube channel, bots is a B tier deck, which means it's I believe a weekly's hero was the category we put it into.
I think so.
And it's probably incorrect. I think the deck is closer to S tier than it is B tier, and I know the players who play bots will tell you that it is definitively the best deck in the format. And look, it does some pretty broken things, and like Connor is showing us here what is possible to do with the deck, and just really putting a lot of pressure into play, a lot of redundancy, and just a lot of grinding. This Abstergo that's just come into play, allowing him to get back his Urza Saga. If Chris was able to somehow string a couple things together, he'd be able to start making more constructs, get more things, exile the graveyard, potentially take, like you were saying before, take the time walk out of there and just lock your opponent out. It's cool. It's got a lot of interesting angles of attack. I think the deck also is probably the most unique deck in the format in
Yeah.
how it approaches its games.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting to look at a deck like this that plays so many powerful creatures and planeswalkers and artifacts, and then kind of all of their points are in their lands. It's interesting. It's this. Oh, there's a candelabra as well, so it looks like we want to do some untapping of our 2 mana, yeah, all of our lands, I guess. But yeah, this seems like a bit of a slam dunk here. We can even, for example, use our Abstergo to get back Urza Saga and start making 2 constructs a turn. That's a play pattern that I got to see Volty do quite a lot yesterday. And yeah, just some strong magic here.
Yeah, it's looking like Connor's basically goldfishing at this point.
Oh, there it is.
There's Thundering Titan. Oh, God,
this
I
card-
hate this card. You always feel like you're like just about to turn the corner, and then they tap for 15 and cast a Sundering Titan and take 7 damage of mana burn or whatever. Who cares? But this thing just knocks all of your lands into the graveyard.
Goodbye.
Kraken Abstergo, just get him onto the exile pile. Just say see you later. But yeah, basically, yeah. If this game wasn't already over, it is now.
Yeah, I think maybe something like it, even like the curve of land, delighted halfling turn to energy flux makes this game just completely different, right? Or even like a null rod to turn off that tree of tails on the play also makes slows Connor down a lot. I think we just had to kind of approach the mulligans as I need to find my hate pieces and a threat, and that's what I'm looking for. Even a hate piece and maybe your spell seeker, something with a plan and a way to slow Connor down is the way that you can approach this. And unfortunately, that hasn't happened, and now we've been strip mined 4 times if you count the that damn Miko spawn.
Yeah, the what you were mentioning before about eating your vegetables. Yeah, mulliganing to at least a null rod and a game plan, or at worst case, mulliganing just to a null rod, is kind of where you have to be against these kind of decks, because they will just run away with things if they're not sort of kept honest. And yeah, it's just it's very hard to come back from like your opponent producing 8 mana on turn 2 or turn 3 and casting some obscene creature that you just don't have an answer for.
Yeah, I think Connor's next turn as well, we're attacking for something in the 20s, which is quite a lot. These constructs are very big. Sudden Return obviously is a monster, and it's writing's on the wall here for our
Hero.
Player. Yeah, our hero. Yes, our walks
Our
player.
hero.
I am glad that the proxy event allowed us to print out a time walk and play it and try it. That's kind of the the goal of the event, and we did get some really good feedback as well on the proxy nature of the event. A lot of people got to print out some fun cards. And here's our prismatic ending, which
Oh, here's a game rule violation.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. All right.
Yep.
I will actually pay the full mana to exile that, and you're probably supposed to exile the Trinosphere. Probably there as well, because like if you're getting another turn, it's not casting one spell exactly if you somehow survive the damage. Oh no. Yeah, I think our opponent here is kind of learning what these cards do, sort of as he goes, and it's kind of
nice.
just saying that yeah, if you kill this, I will destroy both of your lands, and you are definitely dead.
Yeah. And
so
Connor allowing that to to happen. Shout out Connor. And here we go. Just pack up your graveyard, and I get my Urza Saga back. Just a nice little push towards the right direction for Connor in the end step. And we've just drawn a Kozilek's Command as well. Connor, do your victory lap. Kozilek's Command for 20 million, please. That's what I'm hoping we're going to see. I think this is what we're going to do. I feel like if I have a Kozilek's Command in hand, I am just... Yeah, come on. Alright, get in first. Get rid of Grist.
Kill the Grist so they can't put the chump blockers into play. But yeah, without with the Trinosphere in play, and it's this is just not going anywhere. Our opponent's got Solitude Neoform, and this
is it. It's happening. I'm very excited to see this. Another great addition to the deck, Kozilek's Command. Some would argue, some being me, that this card probably deserves a point. I personally think it's just an incredible card, but maybe because it kills Marit Lage. But I think this is going to make a lot.
Is this like a 15 mana Kozilek's Command?
Yeah, so I think we're scrying 13. 16, I think
15.
that was 15, maybe, yeah.
I think it's 15, yeah.
Yeah, scry 15, draw a card, make 15 guys. Why not? Why not? That's...
Reorder my entire library.
Yeah, sure.
Make 15 0/1s, and
the funny thing about Kozilek's Command, usually spells like this that require you to order your library in a certain way. I think with other decks, some people can take a long time, like your Goblin Recruiters. But as a bots player, I think the answer is pretty simple. You just put your heaters on the top, put the bad cards on the bottom, and just yeah, there we go. All the heaters are on top, everything's in order, and I think we're gonna see what have we got there. I think Connor's now picking all the good cards. I think we have a Forsaken Monument there as well.
That sure does turn a bunch of 0-1s into a
Yeah.
army of 2-3s.
Okay, we're drawing this card.
Drawing the card. Is it Forsaken Monument? We have.
This is a cool way to kill someone, though. You gotta admit.
Oh, so it was 16. Obviously, he's got 16 dice there. So.
And we
16
didn't have
Eldrazi
the
Sounds.
Force of Despair sideboard card. That would have been a beating.
That would have been absolutely soul crushing. Anyway, punch you to death with my Sundering Time. So tapping for 3. Yep, the Forsaken Monument.
There it is. Back it up,
Then we get
back
the
it up.
handshake. GG, well played to Connor, and yeah, better luck next time, Chris.
Yeah, shout out Chris. Walks is a great deck. Deadpool maybe was a beating there, maybe not another Sundering Titan, but you know, it might have been a good card in that matchup. But yeah, tough beats. Bots is a potent deck, and we got to see Connor do a bit of a victory lap at the end there too with the Kozilek's command into a Forsaken Monument. Cool plays, cool deck.
Yeah, that was a sweet game.
And thank you for watching our high quality paper content today. If you haven't already, give this video a like and subscribe. It does help us a lot. We are slowly churning through those mid 200s, and the support we've gotten recently has been fantastic. We're extremely lucky to have, you know, gotten to host our own event, and I feel like we're going to be doing a little bit more of that in the future. But a like and subscribe does help that, and does help us go a long way. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.